Hello, I'm Michelle's husband Brian, and I just thought you might be interested in, well, the man side of the story. In other words, what my opinion is of what Michelle's been going through, all these makeovers. Just to get a man's perspective, I guess. So I thought I'd probably mention first off that before she went in and did any of these procedures, I personally had a bit of an issue with it. I kind of thought, I think my wife's beautiful as she is. I'm not sure why she's doing these things. I think she's gorgeous. But she explained to me that some of the things that have been bothering her, things like all the freckles on her face, her nose being slightly crooked, a lump on the nose, etc., have been bothering her since her childhood. And really, as much as she's tries to cover up with makeup and things like that throughout her life, they are still bugging her big time. So I guess I had to realise, this is about her trying to make herself feel a bit better about herself, not just, well, she was saying she wanted to get the makeover so she could get back into the fashion and beauty industry, and she has to look the part to do so, but there was also that underlying need to try and make herself feel a bit better about her own appearance. So I guess, I let her go along with the whole concept, and I liked the whole idea as well that, she was going to get back into fashion and beauty now that our youngest is going to school. So anyway, she, after the procedures have gone through, and I've been videoing them as we go along and watching the changes as they happen. And after each thing, I've made my own little personal opinions on what's been going on. And I guess I have to say the biggest difference out of all of this is not so much her appearance, because it is phenomenally having an impact on her appearance, I must admit, but on her self-esteem. I mean, her confidence has gone through the roof since she's been doing this. She's been getting so many compliments everywhere she goes without having to, look for them. Complete strangers coming up to her and saying things, especially in the supermarket. Some guy tried to hit on her. After which I went back to the Chris Leap from Envisage and said, mate, could you possibly put the wrinkles back? Because I'm not sure if I'm happy about my wife being hit on all the time. But anyway, that was just joking around. But overall, her confidence has gone through the roof, and it's been really good to see her excited and feeling good about herself. As far as the treatment's concerned themselves, I would have to say the biggest changes that I noticed on Michelle's appearance, there was the very first one, which was the IPL treatment. From her having, just freckles all over her face, which never really bothered me, but now she's got very few, the very light whatever's left, and she wears very little makeup now to have to cover it, which can only be healthy, you're not smothering your skin so much. And her face is just glowing. It's just a phenomenal change, the difference. So that was definitely worth doing. I highly recommend that one. IPL. The other one that I thought was did have a major impact was the Dysport, which is like a type of Botox, just a different brand, and that had a huge impact as far as the frowns on the forehead. The frowns. She's always had very strong frown lines, and the crow's feet around the side of her eyes. Those two areas in particular have had a huge change by doing the Dysport. Some of the other things that it was meant to do, you can see it, but personally I don't think it made a huge impact, but definitely the frown lines and the crow's feet. Fillers, overall the places that the fillers were used, yeah, you can see a little bit of plumping here and there. I didn't really think it had much change, but it had a huge change on her nose, the non-surgical nose job. That was sensational. It really made her nose look straight again, less lump on it. You think you're adding fillers so it's going to make it bigger, but the truth is it basically just evened everything out and made what was there look like it should be there. So it was not at all made it any larger. It just it made it look like the symmetry was back in place on her nose, and therefore it was a great effect on her. So I have to admit, you know, and obviously if you're having fillers for other ladies and other areas, then the benefits will be there for them because they are needed in those particular areas. So I guess what I'm saying is that the fillers were highly impactful on the areas that were needed, which is mainly her nose. Definitely the biggest impact, IPL, the Dysport, and the fillers around the nose, the non-surgical nose job. Some of the other things she's had done, you know, I think would be more beneficial to people that need those things, like the Dermapen would probably be more effective on people who have some kind of acne scarring or something like that, or you know, need the skin to plump up again. I don't really know the ins and outs of how these things work, but I can only referring to what I can see as a hubby watching from the outside and what impact it's had on Michelle herself. Like I said, biggest impact, confidence. She's just so much, she's almost a different person, which is great because, you know, it's just so much pleasure for me to see her getting so enthused about herself again and about life in general. A bit of the old self-esteem has been boosted by all this, and some of the bugbears she's had throughout her life about her appearance are no longer there, so amazing. I'd highly recommend the whole concept. That's me.